Okay, we come back with part two of our first episode of season three. That episode's entitled Eight Layers Deep. We left off in last mission. Everybody had a senior staff meeting, so everybody was present. I think minus Ta'ana, because she is not on the senior staff, but everybody was there and we met. And then you had an abrupt moment where Sova forcefully ish pushed a pad into Arhat's hands after he started you heard a crunching noise from him. And then he proceeded to the turbo lift and disappeared. Then, after Arhat finished discussing what he would like, the Drake got hailed, and the Drake was hailed by the Kelthok, and Captain Gowrie was looking to talk with Kylus. So then Kylus and Gowrie had a private conversation. So that's where we left off. We left Kylus, Captain Knightley, Commander Arhat on the bridge.
Okay.
And I would assume that Clark went down to engineering and Jahan stayed on the bridge because it's the morning, so he stayed on the bridge, and that you, Zarin, are on the bridge because that's just where you've been. But Sova, House, and Clark are the only ones who aren't on the bridge anymore. So,
At some point, I do need to address Sova walking off the bridge the way he
okay.
did.
Okay. All right, Andrew, you tell me, you roll, we'll have you roll a d6 straightforward, and you tell me if you get an effect.
Yeah, I did get an effect.
Awesome. So you've headed to the science lab. You have not returned to the bridge. That's where you're headed.
Okay.
So now, Mike, as the player, you know that Sova's not returning to his station. Would you feel that Arhat would pass it to somebody else to discuss things with him, or would you pursue it yourself?
Only because of what just happened, I would consider passing it to someone else, but at the same time, I am in charge, and it ultimately does fall on me.
Yeah. So you want to send like a security guard down to the science lab to get him to come to the bridge?
I was thinking either that or send a nurse to just give
Mm.
him a quick. It's not like Sova to just up and leave the bridge.
Okay, fair enough. So what we'll play is Kylus comes back from that terminal. He's walking back towards you, Arhat, and Captain Knightley. Let's have you, Mike, page down to the sick bay.
Okay.
So House is probably not quite there because he was coming from the bridge. So I would say Nurse Ta'ana is there, and that maybe House could arrive in the next minute or two.
I would say Tana speaking.
Nurse Tiana, this is Commander Arhat. We have a situation going on with Sova. I am unsure what's going on. He just left the bridge during his shift.
Did he seem ill?
He didn't seem ill, but it seemed like something was bothering him. And it's unlike him to just up and leave the bridge.
I see. Would you like me to do a medical assessment?
I would like you to check on him, assess what's going on. If nothing is going on, I would like a reason why he is not at his post.
Understood. I will see what I can do.
Thank you.
So what would you like to do, Ta'ana?
So Tana would use her communicator. I would call Sova and I would say to him, Lieutenant Sova, please report to the med bay.
So you get a little chirp on your communicator, Sova. You're just walking into the science lab.
Okay. Yes, nurse. I am currently in the middle of an important process. Can this wait?
How long will this take, do you think?
I am unsure of the time, possibly an hour.
That would be fine. Report when you're done.
Okay.
So we'll pause it there. We'll let that see where that plays out because that's an hour. So when Kylus comes over,
So I would just ask Arhat to come into my little office right there briefly.
okay, yep, right there, the ready room off of the bridge. Yep.
Yeah.
I would walk in.
Let's say Captain and smirk. I just wanted to address a few things with Kylus before I take my leave of the bridge. He's obviously, he's here because of Gowrie, and he wants him here to protect me, which I think is a little much, but I'm happy to have a more direct link to Gowrie. So, plus with all the treachery happening, I'm not opposed to having an extra warrior by our side. So, on the Kelthok, he was an excellent helmsman, and so I would like you to consider to instate him temporarily while he's with us as a helmsman.
To start off, I would like the helmsman to just watch over him, make sure that he knows our ship compared to his ship.
Sounds good. Yes, I'm sure there are many differences.
We can get him trained on that.
Excellent. We'll give him something to do other than lift on my shoulder every second. Plus, like I said, he's good at it, so. And that's it. I'm gonna take this time to enjoy some respite, actually take time to do some of my hobbies. So I'm going to leave the bridge in your capable hands and go to my quarters.
Understood.
As I walk out, I would tell Kylus, uh,
Yes,
I just
Captain.
spoke with acting captain Hat and told him that we agreed that you would be trained as a Starfleet vessel helmsman. So he's going to be in charge of that, and I'm going to take some time to myself while I am commandeered from being a captain. So I'm going to head to my quarters, but you should go in and speak with Hat and see what you can do.
Who's the helmsman at this point, and where can I find him as well?
So Ensign Milek is our helmsman who's on shift right now, right over there, and so you can go speak with him whenever.
All right, I will approach Arhat, and then I will go look over the controls from whoever you just said. I can't pronounce that name.
Okay, sounds good. I'll see you later.
Yes, Captain. And then I go and talk to him.
Yeah, so you come over to Milek and he says, "Oh, hi, I've seen you on the ship. What's happening here?"
Captain wants me to take over the controls, and so you just need to show me the main controls, and I will get it from there.
And you see him kind of like exasperately, like kind of throw his arms up, like, okay. He's like, so it's another Lozesh situation, apparently.
Right.
And he like pushes back on the chair and he stands up and he kind of like looks at everybody on the bridge. And then he's just like, all right. And then he gestures for you to sit down.
And I glare him in the eye like I want to punch him, and then I sit down.
This is what I'll do. I will roll with the Melik man.
I kind of observe what's going on.
Yeah, you're overseeing what's happening. Yes, for momentum you can roll a con reason, difficulty 0, because Milek did not get any successes. So
That's why he's a terrible helmsman.
that's
13 and a 7. So that's 2 successes.
okay. So it's 2 momentum back.
Nice.
Yeah. So Milek takes a few minutes and he goes through like the order of like how the layout is on a Starfleet Federation like helm control in comparison to Klingon from your knowledge. And yeah, it's not even slightly difficult.
Got it.
It's so easy for you to understand. It might be even a little bit more simple because you're used to being in combat and this ship seems to be just for like maneuvering and warp speed. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Nice.
Not that the ship can't handle combat, it's just
Right.
your layout has been a lot more complex.
The Klingon's whole dashboard is just how to kill things. So.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So, Matthew, you have officially taken control of the helm. So you house walk in the sick bay, and you notice that a light on one of the monitors at your general station is like blinking, like you have a message.
Great. I'd like to answer it.
Great. So you go over to your terminal, you press it, and up pops Urban Viams, and he says, "Oh, Dr. House." He says, "I'm glad I caught you. Everything's been going really well here, and I really wanted to just let you know that I'm still looking for my time pod, and I don't know where it is. So if you or the Drake come upon it, just please relay that information to me."
Well, if I find it or hear anything about it, you will be my first call.
I appreciate it. And if anything happens here on Earth that seems like it's going to change things, you'll be the first one I call.
Excellent. It was nice working with you.
Yeah, nice working with you too. And hopefully you get to the bottom of who sent you there in the first place. Seems like seems like you have somebody to thank and maybe also punch at the same time.
Well, we'll see how I feel when that day comes.
He says, "Okay. Anything you'd like me to relay to the folks back here at home before I let you go?"
Great work.
Okay.
Great job not letting Starfeet get blown up.
I will relay that, Doctor. Yeah, so he disconnects the thing.
Does Tana say anything to me about Sova when I walk in?
Yeah, I would just probably, once I see that like house is not occupied, I
Okay.
would probably just say to him, Doctor, Acting Captain Farhat asked me to do an exam on Lieutenant Commander Sova. Apparently, he left the bridge without being told to while still on shift, so he's coming in shortly.
Okay.
And you know House, you saw him leave.
Yeah.
Like you saw him leave the meeting, so.
Yeah. That's fine that he's coming in. Not much that we can do for him. I've been down this road with Sova before.
I see. Is he known for disobeying orders?
Well, Tana, you know how Vulcans are. They're rational. They're, too quick, very angry.
Are you joking with me, Doctor?
Yeah, that's a joke. That's a joke. That's another thing Vulcans get is humor. Yeah, that's fine. You won't find any of that in his file because I didn't put it in his file.
I see.
But it's probably good that we're getting a psychologist on board, though.
It would be strange for him to be exhibiting inappropriate emotions.
Yeah, I was gonna say you and I both know that you have emotions, you just choose not to use them, and sometimes Sova's comes out forcefully when he's put in positions.
That is most curious, Doctor.
Yeah, the last time I saw him, he was like this is when he killed 3 people, but we don't talk about it. Well, I look forward to when Lieutenant Sova comes in here. I'm sure he'll give us a lot of answers, very straightforward. He'll be very open and direct about what he's going through, so that'll be fun.
Ta'ana just does the Spock one eyebrow raise at him.
That's funny. Okay, so now we cut to Clark. He's in engineering. He's returned to his post. He knows off of his head that in order for the Drake to get underway and return to Starbase 2, that he needs to purge the connection with the Kiri Kintha. He needs to make sure that there's no talking to each other anymore.
Okay.
So that's engineering control difficulty 3, assisted by computer security from the ship.
Why is it so difficult to purge the communication array?
You are completely like disconnecting the Kiri Kintha from the Drake.
Good riddance.
So Eric is going to roll 1d20 and he's going to try to get computer's security under for the ship or equal. 8 or less on 120.
12.
Ooh,
Okay. So
good stuff. I will buy 1 momentum. I need a 13. 11, 10, and a 5. Just barely 3, because that's none of my numbers.
So you begin the arduous task of disconnecting, because it's not just merely like this isn't happening anymore. You guys were like sharing full data streams with each other, and you were also basically going behind like everybody's back to like hack into their system so that you could break everybody out. So you're kind of like now going through the process of removing that.
I would like to save all that information in the pattern buffer.
You'd like to pocket that information?
Yep. Just in case we ever need to do it again, I can just press a button.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's fair. I'll let that happen. So we'll say that takes an hour. So we'll put Sova comes delightfully into the med bay.
Okay.
Just comes bebopping right in.
Yep.
Nurse, doctor, I believe I was requested to come here.
Look at me.
Lieutenant Sova, thank you for coming. I understand you left your duties without being dismissed this morning.
In a sense, that is correct. I had things I needed to do in the med lab since we have been down a biologist for so long.
I see. Is there something urgent that could not have waited until your meeting with the captain was over?
The captain was not having the meeting. I believe the captain has now been replaced.
Correct, Lieutenant Sova. I misspoke. I meant acting captain.
To my knowledge, he is currently the acting captain.
Yes.
And he was just recapping information for those who were unaware of what was going on.
I see.
It would be illogical for me to use time on listening to information I had already acquired. So it seemed to be better to get us caught up on our the work that has been backlogged before we get back to Starbase 2.
I see. Other than that, how are you feeling since your stint in prison?
I am currently what humans would most likely call back to normal.
Did you experience any medical symptoms while you were there?
I did not.
Told you. House is just like leaning against the
Right, that's
the mixing lab, yeah.
Yes, that's so funny. I guess I would say, would you mind, Mr. Silva, a quick neurological scan?
that sounds like a dice time.
Okay.
I would say I do not see the purpose for it,
Mhm.
but if you are insisting, I suppose I have no other choice.
I would appreciate the scan.
Okay.
Thank you.
Roll me a dice, Andrew. Roll me a
Oh.
excited dice. Yeah. Okay. You walk over to Sova. He just stands there. You want to scan him?
Yes.
So medicine control difficulty 1.
House puts a hypo spray in his pocket and he leans
Oh, geez.
off the table and just getting a little closer to where Adri is.
Okay.
Like sliding your chair closer to her.
No, he's standing. He was
Oh.
leaning against the counter.
It's very interested in
Okay.
all these things.
Very curious.
Okay. I got a 2 and a 3, so I have 2 successes, and I would like to use my focus in diagnostics to get another momentum.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. So that's 3 successes, so 2 momentum back.
Okay, we are now full.
Excellent.
So you scan him on the medical hand scanner. Like you see that his stats are generally like elevated from what you would expect like a Vulcan person to be at. So he kind of gives you the agitation that like maybe he's like stressed or anxious or in pain or something. But like other than that, like he's totally fine. There's not like a weird thing inside him or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like it's normal medical.
Yeah. I've seen this before.
Okay.
I just envision her Ta'ana looking at it and then House reaching up and like looking at it himself and then like letting go, like pushing it back so that she can keep looking at it.
So I would say to him, Lieutenant, it appears that your pain receptors are inflamed. Are you experiencing any symptoms?
Nothing out of the ordinary. After all, we had a very stressful month, so perhaps that is why you're detecting differences in my biology.
Understood.
That's a good
Would
one.
you-
Don't worry, Lieutenant Silva. That psychiatrist will be on board in the matter of days.
Oh, Andrew, please roll a 6-sided dice. Please do that.
While he's doing that, Ta'ana looks over at the doctor with an eyebrow raise again, and then back to Lieutenant Sova.
And when you look back at Lieutenant Sova, he's just walking out of the sick bay.
I see.
So as he's walking out the door, all right, I'll pencil you down for an appointment at 6 when she gets here. Thanks.
And you just watch him walk faster.
Yeah, he just keeps walking.
You literally see Sova like pick up the pace and walk faster.
So House like walks over to the computer on the table and he puts in Lieutenant Silva therapy session Tuesday. Start date 10/86/66 at 6 p.m.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So it's in the calendar. He's locked in.
What would Ta'ana know about Vulcan, like psychology? Would she have an understanding of like what the disconnect would be there mentally for him? Like he's clearly exhibiting weird.
So roll medicine insight difficulty 1.
I have 1 success. Oh wait, no, I have 2 successes.
Okay, so you have a floating momentum.
Use it for a better response.
So you'll get one free. I'll give you one free question after I tell you what you get from that roll.
Ooh.
Okay.
So looking at his medical scans, that it's basically one of 2 things. He's either in like tremendous pain from something that you don't see on the medical scan. Like he is like, basically like he has like arthritis or back pain, something that would like really make a person miserable. Like he's in a lot of pain. Or he's like suppressing anger.
Let's see, one additional question.
You can direct that question to me, House, if you would like.
Sure.
Because I didn't put any of that in the work doc on the computer because not important.
So I would ask House, is this behavior from him something that you have witnessed before, Doctor?
Yes, I have seen this from him before. I've even reached out to your people's
like the
past records. Yeah. It's very hush-hush over on Planet Vulcan about his past examinations. He did have a psychologist involved, a Vulcan one.
Mm-hmm.
that I did not talk to.
A Vulcan psychologist.
Yeah,
Okay, that
it's like
is
a
very
it's
rare,
like a
Doctor.
double negative. Yeah.
Yes, very
Well,
fascinating.
they
Yeah, because
invented
she was.
one for silver.
So I'm sure I don't have to tell you how dangerous a suppressed Vulcan can be. We should keep a strict eye on him.
Yeah, I would. I cleared him for duty, active duty last time. It seems like when he's in a high stress environment or an active combat situation, he has these flare-ups.
Fascinating. He
So
was just in a very situation, but as a Vulcan, he should be able to control it.
he should.
Okay, you guys are talking. Silva appears back up on the bridge, and he returns to his station at the sensor station. So everybody generally sees Silva just come out of the turbo lift and just go right back to his station like nothing was happening.
So I just see him come in and I shrug and go back to learning my controls. I don't care.
Just what Silva wants.
He takes note of it and decides he'll bring it up later.
Okay, so now that that hour has gone by, let's have Clark roll engineering reason, difficulty 2, and he'll be assisted by engineering computers, and we'll have Matt, you can roll for the ship.
I got 11.
Nope, you needed a 9.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a dice with momentum.
Okay.
I need a 13, 3, 5, and 6. So that is 4 altogether.
Okay, so it's 2 momentum, but I think you're full, right?
Yep. I'll
So-
use the extra one.
Because you bought one and then you put one back.
I'll put one back to fill it, and then I'll use the extra one to, I don't know, do this better. Just whatever I'm doing.
Okay, so you punch all that in, and we're just about to leave the area and head towards Starbase 2. So you're standing there, Clark. Everything's disconnected, everything's looking good, and then all of a sudden on the terminal, the normal like computer outline where it has like the reading schematics on this engineering computer, it starts to like kind of go static and like glitch, and then all of a sudden it just goes completely black, and these weird like glyphs start appearing on the screen slowly at the top of the screen. And the glyphs start to change from slow to fast. They start to change into English letters.
Do I recognize the glyphs? Are they the same code that we've seen before?
It seems very familiar, but you can roll a engineering insight 1.
Or can I just use that momentum for you to tell me if I...
Okay, sure. I will let that be. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not identical, but it's very, very similar. So the line starts to go from these glyphs to the English language, and it says, "You speak too freely when you believe yourself alone, Lieutenant Clark." And then another line appears, and it says, "Traitor?" question mark. An amusing accusation from a boy who does not recognize the hand that guided him into Starfleet in the first place. You misunderstand me, Isaac. I am not your enemy. I am simply the one who sees what you are capable of and what you are terrified of. You kneel for that captain of yours, a woman who throws her allegiance at Klingons and pretends it is a virtue. Tell me, when she falls, who will you be? And then the council like glitches again, and you can see this like kind of like a wispy, transparent, smoky after image of a figure standing on this image that appears. It's the Kiri Kintha's auxiliary room, and there's like a wispy image of a figure standing in the room where you were standing with Knightley and Naipar and Zarin when Captain Dupac got injured.
Nice.
And then that image blurs and becomes unrecognizable, and the next line comes up. You did not sense me when I stood behind you. You did not sense me listening. You did not sense me leave. For all your brilliance, Isaac Clark, you are painfully predictable. You fear failing the crew you cling to. You fear being forgotten. You fear disappointing James and Mary back on their lonely station. And you fear most of all being ordinary. You should be extraordinary. But you have bound yourself to a Klingon lover and a mind-blind experiment who will never understand their own nature. Your friend, Commander Chajahan, will not survive what comes next, not unless you separate yourself from him and from her. Do you understand, Lieutenant? You are being watched. You have always been watched. And should your hand reach for a phaser or your voice whisper warning, the captain, the Andorian, the entire ship will die before you draw a second breath. Serve wisely, Isaac Clarke, or you will join the others in the quiet dark between the stars. And then you watch the council just completely like shut down, and that's like it. There's like not any lights on it at all. It just completely like bottoms out.
Interesting. So, yeah, I don't really enjoy that. I don't really enjoy being threatened for starts, and I don't enjoy you threatening my friends either. Is the computer off now?
It's literally like completely. You don't even see like if you were to poke the keyboard, like it would come back on. You don't
Yeah.
even see that.
Am I able to
Hmm.
enter engineering? I'm assuming I would get some sort of a notification that the computers went down in that area, right? Or is it an isolated thing?
It's an isolated event, but if you spend 2 momentum, I can just let you walk in.
How much momentum do we have?
6.
Sick.
Spend it.
Plenty. Plenty.
Mhm.
Use it or lose it.
Okay. So yeah, so you feel like coming down, checking on Clark, or whatever your intentions were coming down to engineering.
Well, I walk in and see that. Just eyes like a
Yeah.
blank screen. Is this the best use of your time?
What, staring at an empty monitor?
Correct.
Yeah.
What happened here?
Just a routine data wipe between the Drake and the Kirikintha. I was just going through and rebooting all of the computers and software down here in engineering.
Absolutely. That's a good idea with the all the security issues lately.
Yeah, you can never be too safe.
Good thinking.
Thank you.
Have you started the reboot process yet?
Yes, I have. These
Are you in need of assistance?
no, I think I'm good.
So you, John, like standing there and like seeing the terminal he was staring at, like you don't, it's not, nothing's happening with it. It's a terminal that is standing out because it has like no power to it. You can see it's just like a defunct, has no lights on it, has like nothing like all the other terminals around.
Mhm. No, it's running diagnostics.
Nope, it's not.
So
already-
should
no.
I roll to see if he's being forthright or
Are you saying that it's running diagnostics, Caleb? Like, is that what you're telling him?
Well, no, I mean I'm not trying to lie and say that I'm running diagnostics when clearly the screen's off, but I am trying to convince him that I'm rebooting the entire system and that's why the screens are all off.
okay. Well,
I literally just shut the screens down and I'm in the process of rebooting them while you're walking in.
So you, Caleb, roll engineering presence. You design how difficult you want it to be.
Are you rolling against me or is John rolling against me?
John's gonna roll against you.
So I'm just gonna roll 2 dice then.
Okay.
3 and a 6, so 3 successes.
What focuses do you have to get 3 successes?
Composure.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, there you go.
Duh.
Maybe I want to make it spicy. Maybe I want to do something. Maybe I want to make it interesting.
Well, it's too late. I already rolled.
What if I want to spend a piece of threat?
Why are you forcing this?
Maybe I'll spend a single threat and give John 3 dice.
Oh, that's fun. That's fair.
And
You guys are in
then-
cahoots.
then Jahan, you would probably roll engineering insight.
so I did roll 3 successes because I got an 11 and a 3. However, I did roll a complication.
Ooh.
Wow. So you do succeed. So you're able to tell that like the terminal is off and that it could be going through a deep reboot, but this would have to be like an intensive reboot for it to be at this level. Like he almost like disconnected the power to it and now he's like letting it reboot. And I'll let the complication will be I'll
The
let
complication is that I ask him if he wants to go get a cheeseburger in the mess hall.
Sick behavior.
That's fine. I'll let it be. I'll let that be the complication. That's fair.
I say, yeah, these computers are it's gonna take a while for these to boot. So I got Lodac working on it, and I haven't been to lunch yet. So
It has been several hours since I've eaten.
It's probably like 10:30 in the morning.
yeah, well, I definitely haven't had breakfast yet. I
That's,
hear they're making eggs Benedict this morning.
Wow. Wow.
All right. So as far as roles are concerned, yeah, I believe what he's saying, and
You are suspicious of what he said to you. It's possible, but like the way that the terminal looks is it's not like a a happenstance where he's just like rebooting the terminal. Like it is a much heavier reboot if that's what
all right.
if that's
So
what he's saying.
am I compelled because of the complication by his breakfast offer.
Yeah, I would say that that sounds more interesting than the terminal. That's the complication.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just making sure that's
Yeah.
all right. I'll take your advice. I'll go get some breakfast. I'll check on this later.
Okay, great.
So you two leave engineering and go to the galley to get some breakfast, like all senior staff officers do.
How do you
Sounded
want these
good. What are you
ensigns? How do you want
gonna
these
do?
ensigns to learn how to do anything?
That's true. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So we advance it by a couple hours, and we cut to now it's lunch, and you, Zarin, are in the lunchroom getting your.
We're
No, you guys
John and I are still in there. Yeah, we now we come back with like our like Rubens.
are. Okay, you guys can be in there still eating just a different meal, and so you're in there. You're waiting for your order to come out of the kitchen, and you see Sova standing there, and he is just like he's looking at like where the rows of like beverages are, and you can see that he's like contemplating looking over like food variety choices.
How are things with you, Silva?
Things are adequate. How about you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Just grabbing some lunch.
Chef Beckett actually does a decent job at making plomek soup, if you would like to try some.
I'd like to, thank you. Thanks for the recommendation.
So you see the chef come out. He hands Sova like a bowl of this kind of like purpley red like substance that has like a couple like pieces of something in it. You're kind of familiar with plomeek soup, but not a lot. And you see Sova just kind of like look at the chef and like go. He just starts to like leave the galley. He doesn't even like go to a table.
So we're not going to like sit together and have, okay.
No, not unless you want to chase him down.
Yeah. No, I just go to a table and just kind of,
Do you sit with Clark and Jahan eating Rubens?
I'll go sit with them if they don't mind me sitting at the cool kids table.
So yeah, so you guys see Zarin come over and sit down. Let me spend 2 threat,
Oh,
Mm.
uh-oh.
and
good.
while the 3 of you are sitting at the table eating your Rubens, and what would Zarin have gotten? Would he have requested plomeek soup? But what would he have?
Yeah, I've eaten that soup, yeah.
And then what else? So you would have gotten something first, and then you're going to get like plomeek soup after whatever you just ordered. So what do you think he would eat? What would you like to be him eating?
Some Klingon pizza, I guess. I don't...
Ooh.
Oh, it's all like worms.
So yeah, he's just chomping down on his Klingon pizza, and you, Clark, get on your communicator a little chirp, chippy chop choop choop.
I'll answer it.
So you flip it open, and on you hear come out of there. It's Lodak, and he says, "Lieutenant, I'm having difficulties returning one of the terminals back to its original status. Are you familiar with this problem?"
Sometimes the terminals are a little gimmicky.
So, would you like me to wait for you to return to the engineering so that you can address this since you seem familiar with the issue?
Yeah, I can come look at it.
Tell him I'll be right down. And I set the sandwich down and push out from the chair. As I'm walking away, I say, shouldn't have let an ensign do the work.
Well, you know how many terminals are down there? I mean,
I'm already
1
gone. I
and
can't
200 is pretty
I
good.
can't hear you. I'm left.
As Jahan leaves, I sit down at Jahan's spot with a bowl of Gog, which is the worms, and
Yeah,
Warnog, which is Klingon ale.
excellent.
Nice.
I know it's lunchtime.
You've brought it from your room where
My personal,
yeah, your personal stash, and you set it down, and you see Zarin. It looks like Kylos and you are gonna catch up and share some Klingon food. So, Clark, do you follow Jahan to the engineering? Because he's already.
Yeah, it sounds like he's going no matter what. So
Can only feed me for so long.
So yeah, so you, John, you get back into engineering, and you see Lodak is standing there, and he's gesturing to the terminal. So if you roll engineering reason difficulty 2, you can give a good once over of the terminal.
1 success and that's a 1. So that's 3 successes.
Okay, so it's 1 back. So you can tell that like looking at this that it's just not come back on, but you probably could maybe disconnect like power or something of that nature and try to see if it'll just reboot that way.
All right. Do I have to roll to do any of that, or can I just...
Yeah, let's just do engineering control difficulty 1, I guess.
One success.
Okay. Yeah, so it turns right back on. It has no issues. You can see it's like rebooting and coming through all the process of like going through the systems and getting back to like the normal display that's usually for this terminal.
I'm glad the ensign was left in charge to plug and unplug it, and he couldn't. Is he
Yeah.
in here with me now?
I would say by the time you were starting to like unplug and plug it back in, he's walked in because he was only like a couple moments behind you.
Okay. All right, Lieutenant, if you would like to, you can finish setting up this terminal. It seems the issues weren't incredibly severe, and it's finished rebooting. I raise my
Lodak
eyebrow
can do
at
it
him when I
if
say
he's
that.
yeah.
Yeah, we're not. Let's make sure you do this personally. I feel Lodak might not have a complete handle on the situation. In fact, let him watch you as you finish this process. And I leave engineering.
Yeah, so Clark, you just have to like put in. You could tell from the monitor that it's like basically like factory default, so you have to like put in like Drake information
Yeah.
again to
I
like.
have to set like the country and
Right,
the time
exactly.
code.
Right, right.
Time zone.
Okay, yeah, so just roll for me, Clark. Security Insight difficulty 4.
Okay. Can I buy a momentum and give you one threat?
Ooh.
Yes. So you could pay 1 momentum, get 1 dice, and then give me 2 threat for another dice.
I'll give you 2 back and I'll buy 1 momentum. That's fine.
Ooh, baby!
And I need a 13.
And I'm gonna spend a threat and increase the complication range. Not 2 of them. I'm gonna increase it to 18. 18 to
Okay.
20 are complications.
That's good.
Yep.
Can Lodak help me? Also? No.
He's not at the terminal, so no.
He literally was just standing next to me.
He's standing there, but he's not doing what you're doing. He's just
So he's been so
Bro
He's
couldn't
just
even
looking
reboot
at
a
you.
terminal, and you want him to help you with this?
he's been
just
so
standing there. He's not actually doing what you're doing.
Can the ship
Because-
assist?
No.
John yelled at him so badly that now he's just shell shocked. He can't even.
Didn't yell at anybody. Gave an eyebrow raise because something seems fishy.
Okay, here we go. Whatever. 8, 8, 6, 15. 15 is not good for me. So it would just be 3 because 6 is not in my range.
Okay. So everything seems okay.
Just the way you wanted it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that everybody knows, mostly our hat and Captain Knightley, but I'm just gonna say it out loud. So that everybody knows you are on 1 month or 30-day reprieve. Like you are you are not captain for 30 days. So that runs from November 8th, which is today, to December 8th, and that's your full stint.
So I'm just painting and playing violin in my room.
So as we journey to Starbase 2, which is going to take a little bit of time, we're going to have Chief Medical Officer House read his
Can't catch a
personal
break.
log. You're going to read a log.
Chief Medical Officer, personal log, November 8th, 2174. There's a certain poetry in watching the universe nearly collapse under the weight of its own stupidity, only for everyone to pat themselves on the back afterward for resolving things peacefully. Knightley's free, exonerated of treason with prejudice. No less, which means the Federation officially admits it nearly executed an innocent woman out of fear, bureaucracy, and a profound allergy to nuance. She's benched for a month, though. Reflective leave, I've heard it be called. Right. Because nothing says we trust you as a captain like grounding you after you save the friggin' quadrant. I should be relieved she's not in a penal colony, and I am. But there's an edge to it. The sort that comes from knowing we almost lost her, and not to a Klingon disruptor, or whatever these javelins are that this Gamrock loves so much, but to mere paperwork and paranoia. The Romulans have been stabbing us from the shadows for 20 years now, and we're still busy accusing the wrong people. If I weren't a doctor, I'd call that a terminal diagnosis. Viams, well, he's awake, chatty, and apparently still committed to keeping reality stitched together. Good for him. Good for us all. I never thought I'd be grateful to someone from the 31st century, but here we are. And yes, I'm aware I may have altered the future irreversibly by handing Starfleet Medical the medical breadcrumbs to revive him. But what was I supposed to do? Let him rot in a terminal coma because the manual says don't poke history? I've seen that happen. I've seen what happens when nobody pokes it. I'd prefer not to live through that again or die through it. The crew's settling, sort of. You can feel the relief like a pressure valve finally venting. But underneath, there's that low-grade hum of something else is coming. Probably because something else is. Clark and Arhat, they put the pieces together this morning. The hacked pads, the relay infection, the chronomatic warheads under Starfleet HQ, all Romulan fingerprints. No one quite said it out loud, but the room went quiet in that special way where everyone's thinking the same terrible thought. I didn't mention the future I saw, didn't mention Christine, didn't mention how in another timeline her hand fit in mine like it belonged there. It feels ridiculous to mourn something that technically never happened, but try telling that to your hippocampus. Anyways, the Drake's going in for minor repairs. Knightley's breathing free air again, and the universe hasn't imploded today. I'll take it. It's a win, with caution looming about. The kind you don't celebrate too loudly because the shadows might hear you. As for me, I'll keep patching holes in people and pretending temporal disasters are just another Monday. It's easier than admitting I'm scared, and if the Romulans are still watching, well, they'll just have to wait their turn in sickbay like everyone else. End log.
So we begin our 2-week journey to Starbase 2. And in that time, it's kind of all shipshape. Nothing's really happened on the ship. It's a pretty smooth ride back to the Starbase. You don't get any reports from the Kiri Kintha that anything happened to them, that they seem to be all thumbs up on their end, and they're returning to their directive to stay out in space and keep doing their things. So you guys approach Starbase 2, and as you are approaching it, it's like November 22nd. You guys hear from the Starbase 2 to dock, and that Admiral Foxwell has requested Acting Captain Arhat, Captain Knightley, and Lieutenant Sova to her office when you guys board. The rest of you are free to just wander around and wait until you get released from Starbase 2.
House will go with you.
Ooh.
So you're gonna accompany the captain.
Yeah.
So the three of you go, and House you're following, and you get to like the outer door of her office, and her like receptionist person buzzes the admiral in. The doors open. Do you go into the room, House?
Yes.
Okay. So the four of you pile in, and you see the admiral standing there, and she says, "Oh, Dr. House. I didn't know you were coming. I didn't request for you. Did you have something you needed to address?"
Nope. I'm just here to support my patient. As acting therapist aboard the Drake, I didn't feel comfortable with her having this meeting alone.
So she just kind of looks at House and is like, "Okay." And she kind of looks at the captain. Are you aware that House is doing this for you?
I would have been surprised if that's the angle that he took. But basically, I like really can't stand Foxwell, so I'm happy to kind of irritate her with this. So I just say, "What can I do for you, Admiral Foxwell?"
And she takes a big breath and says, "Well, please just all take a seat. Just catching everybody up. I saw your notice, Commander, that you are requesting a new biologist to the Drake. Is that accurate?"
Yes, it was brought to my attention that we lost our last one, and the backlog is not being picked up by anybody who has the knowledge that we need.
Okay. So she turns to her terminal and she punches in a couple things and then goes to a pad, and you see her like type in some things on the pad, and then she hands you the pad, and so she gives you a list of potential biologists that the Starbase can give to you.
I'm assuming that you have their files so that I can review.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. That's like, yeah. So when you see that, like, that's all in there.
I do appreciate this. Thank you. I will take some time to review these candidates, and I will get back to you on this.
Thank you. So we know that it's known that you will be placed on suspension until December 8th, Captain Knightley. It's only a couple more weeks. It's not much longer. I also have been recommended from the Vulcan Science Directorate to commission psychiatrist Talen to the Drake. Is that for you, Captain Knightley?
I believe that would be for everyone.
It's to replace me.
I see. Understood.
Yeah, since I'm the only acting psychiatrist on board, you know that my bedside manner has not always been the best.
My crew has been through hell and back, so we need the psychiatrist for the crew.
Very good. Well, that'll be approved. I notice here that some of your food stocks are a little low, so we will make sure to get those back up. Have you had any other issues that need attending to?
None that I can think of.
Okay, well, so what we would like to do, that's obviously will take some time to do like a once over of the Drake, to run through diagnostics to see if we can fix you guys up and any damage or rebootings of any systems that need assistance from a Starbase. We'll take care of that. And then once that happens, it's a thing where I feel like your crew will be adequate to do this. Nothing really heavy. The USS Horizon is running a project called Project Asquia, but that basically stands for Analytically Superior Quantum Information Assimilator. They're running this project out in sector space. So we haven't really had a lot of communication with Commander Von Zenner. We feel like we need you guys to just go over there and do a supply run, bring him some requested supplies, but I think also do like a once over of the ship. Do like an inspection of his ship and make sure that everything is running at top thing. You guys are used to having a lot of scrutiny on you, so we're not trying to cause Commander Von Zenner a lot of issue. You guys know what it's like to have your lives under a magnifying glass, so we feel you're suited for this role.
Understood. We have no problem going to check on the horizon.
The horizon, yes. And while you're out there, you could do a scan of the Camus system just to get some updated readings on it while you're out there waiting for the horizon. But that'll be a little bit. We have some things here at the Starbase to take care of before we send you out.
Understood.
Okay, and we'll relay any needed information to you so that you have it. Is there anything further that you need of me, or otherwise you can be dismissed?
Not for me, Admiral. And then I get up and leave.
Thank you for your time, Admiral.
Commander, Doctor, Lieutenant, she says. Looks at all of you and like nods at you all. So all four of you leave. Where would you guys just like to go in general? It's not like incredibly important. It's just like what would you like to do narratively with your character after you leave this meeting?
Is there like an art supply store on the Starbase?
Yeah, I mean there's like generally like things on the Starbase that you can go and do.
Okay.
Like to get things.
Yeah, Knightley will go have some fun over there.
I'd like to see if there's any new science equipment.
Okay.
Is the medical bay by anywhere near that?
Yeah, medical and science are not terribly far from each other.
I was thinking whichever one come first, I would just swing by to see if Phlox. Remember, I had that whole day with Phlox, so I'd just see if he's nearby, and if not, I'd just continue the science equipment.
Gotcha. Yep. Okay.
I'd like to go see my old friend Ray.
Okay. Nice.
I would first go back and make sure security is up to date, considering how much has been going on. Then I would probably just wander and try and shed off all the frustration of everything that's been going on.
Absolutely. So you guys go all your separate ways. Zarin, you are called to the Admiral's office. And do you report to the Admiral's office?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you come to the doors, you go in. She says, Ambassador, it's nice to see you. How is your time on the Drake going?
Hi, Admiral. It's going very well.
That's great to hear. We're having some more interaction with your government, and so I wasn't sure if you wanted to stay on the Starbase or continue your time on the Drake.
I would like to continue.
Okay. Yeah, as you were well aware of in the proceedings with Captain Knightley, you saw a lot of what was going on, and I appreciate you doing us that service of standing in as defense attorney for her. I just ask, we're sending him out on this mission to interact with the USS Horizon, science ship. And not that I don't trust any of them. I think that they're going to do fine. But tensions have been high, and I'm not sure how to really take any of them. You worked with them more closely, so just help them not to get into any trouble and keep an eye out on them.
Understood.
Okay, anything that you need from me before I let you go?
I don't believe so.
So we leave that there. You walk out. So as you, Sova, are walking to the medical wing to talk to Phlox or see if Phlox is in there, and you and House are kind of like not right next to each other, but you're kind of like staggeredly walking in the same direction because Phlox and Ray are in that direction. You see coming from across the way, you see Talen is just like beelining like immediately to your position. She is approaching Sova at warp speed.
I'm like walking behind Silva.
Yeah, okay.
Told you.
So I just keep going.
Okay. Just keep on walking.
Yep.
Nice.
She says, Lieutenant,
And I pause for a second. I turn. Yes.
Lieutenant, I have been inquiring of your location for an extended period of time.
The Drake was in several concurrent missions, and then there was a trial. So we were unable to return to the Starbase for some time.
Yes, I heard of the trial. I do not wish to speak at great lengths out here in the opening, but I have been told by Admiral Foxwell that I am to join the Drake and commence a examination of yourself.
I believe that is unnecessary and a waste of your time.
When we last spoke, you did not find my time to be wasted,
Times have changed.
and I'll be interested to see why that is the case, Lieutenant.
I am not in charge of where you are assigned. I merely wish to inform you that you will be wasting precious time with your examination of me. I believe your skills are useful elsewhere.
I appreciate that direction, Lieutenant. I look forward to learning from you and seeing and then running that hypothesis and seeing if my time was in fact wasted.
Is that all, or do you plan on wasting more of my time?
I believe that will be up to you.
I am planning on continuing with what I was doing. So
Very
unless
good.
you have something else you wish to speak with me,
Not at this moment, Lieutenant.
and then I don't even say goodbye, I just turn and
Just walk away.
yep.
So Talen tracks you, House, and she goes into the med bay and approaches you. She says, Commander, House,
Yeah. Hello again.
I just wanted as Chief Medical Officer to inform you that I am soon to board the Drake. I am sure that others have told you, but I wanted you to hear it from myself.
Excellent.
Very good.
Yeah, we've been looking for a replacement.
Is there anything that you could inform me as to why you were researching Lieutenant Silva's background?
That was a long time ago.
I agree.
I think that's your job now. And I would not want to get in the way of your patient confidentiality.
Would I have access to the medical records that you have on Lieutenant Silva?
You will have access to whatever is in the medical logs about Lieutenant Silva.
And if I wish to ask you any questions about what is in the logs on regarding Lieutenant Silva, you would have no problem answering my questions?
I wouldn't not have any problems answering your questions.
Would a discussion like this one be taking place if I had questions about Lieutenant Silva?
Perhaps.
Understood. Thank you, Doctor, for your time,
Thank you.
and I will let you return to whatever you were doing.
Thank you. Yes, I'm very busy.
And she just leaves. Okay, is there anything that anybody wants to do before we advance to this, like you guys leaving the starbase and beginning your mission?
I want to get a sunflower from Ray.
Okay. You may have a sunflower from Ray.
Yeah. I don't do anything, I just wanted to see her and see how she's doing and
Yeah, things have been relatively quiet there. They really haven't
See-
had too many problems.
See if she finds Starbase 2 as boring as I did.
No.
Great.
Is there
So
any new science equipment in the store or requisition center?
you can see on like schematics on like news bulletins, like if you're or like a science magazine, you can see on it that there's talk of perhaps like new hand scanners are in development, but that's kind of all that's new and different in that area. Most of it is like the same. Like you appreciate getting like the latest, essentially like the latest update of the hand scanner because you guys have been away from the Starbase for a minute. But like there's nothing like eye catching at the moment.
Okay. I'll just see if I can download the little information on it and then any new science information that's been released or published.
Yeah. Yeah, you weirdly see that for whatever reason, the hand scanner is going to get, they project that it should be even bigger than it currently is so that it can have more functions.
That's really funny.
And then Phlox isn't there.
Yeah, Phlox is there. What would you like to say to Phlox?
I pop in and see if he requires any assistance with the radiation because I helped him with radiation sickness.
Yeah, he tells you that for the most part, they've handled most of the issues that they've faced. But he wouldn't mind you looking over some like petri dishes and like getting like a different science officer's like viewpoint on it.
I would be happy to do that.
So you two hang out. He does remark to you that it's been difficult serving on Starbase 2 since the events of Aurolus Prime. And he knows that like you were on Aurolus Prime.
Yes.
So he talks to you about it because Denoblia has left the Federation and he didn't leave the Starbase. So he kind of opens his heart. He kind of like pours his heart out to you as he's used to doing with T'Pol on the TV show. So we'll just set up a scene that you and Phlox have like this moment that like him and T'Pol would have had like in the gallery or in some setting where he's trying to encourage you and like get feedback from you, kind of a thing.
And so I would give him the best, I would tell him that I understand what he's going through and it's admirable that he continues his work trying to help people even though he's in a difficult position.
Yeah. He basically just expresses to you that like he feels that his government overreacted and that the Earth Romulan War, them getting attacked outright during the war, really made them scared. And then this thing with Aurolus Prime made them just feel like they should just become a neutral planet. And he just knows from serving on the Enterprise that like this is just one wave and another wave will come. Like it's terrible at the moment, but there will be another time where something worse happens. So he just kind of rides it out. Okay, so we leave you guys there chatting. Anything else?
So I would go and talk to Silva's assistant to get her take on who she feels.
Oh, Chew. Go talk to Chew.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you look over all the candidates and you're talking to Chew, like none of them have anything suspicious about them. They're all adequate and they're all generally like ready for the job. You just know looking at the list that a Denoblian being, there could be, like you heard from Phlox, like there just could be hardship, but it could be an unfair assessment, but there could be. The rest of them are totally fine.
Yeah, with a Denoblian, I was thinking they like lots of interaction with people.
Yes.
There aren't a lot of people in the science lab, so she would have to go find people.
Right, and it's also the overnight shift, so there's not a lot of people.
Yeah, so that's one reason I was thinking no for her.
Okay.
Just because she's very social and she may not get the social aspect that she needs.
Very true.
These are the ones that I'm looking at. Do you have any perspective for the science aspect of it? They're all qualified.
Chu just kind of says to you that it might be fun having an Ethelite or an Aurelian back on the ship because we don't have those species already on the vessel.
They would also have to understand that they would be the only one of their species on the ship currently, as long as they're okay with that. The other two are humans, which we do have humans on board. So if we want to go with either an Aurelian or an Ethanite.
Yeah, I would say that maybe the that perhaps biologist Rilitha might be the one to request, since he they're not really known to be needing like a social circle.
And they do look human-like, so it might be easier for them to get to know everybody.
All right, do you make it official, Mike?
I would put a request out to see if he is interested in coming on the ship. As long as he's okay with coming on the ship, I'm okay with him coming on.
Yeah, he gives a big thumbs up once you put that out there. He has no problem with it.
I would like to meet him before he comes onto the ship, just so he knows that right now I'm in charge.
Okay.
If he has any issues, he can talk to me. Chu and Sova are the ones in charge of the science lab.
Okay.
And there will be people in the science lab at the same time he is. So he won't be by himself.
Okay. He's totally fine with it.
Okay. Welcome aboard.
Perfect. The other thing I forgot to do, because I'm seeing it now, my mind is remembering. You guys had on October 3rd, you were supposed to have your reevaluation of Yuriko Sakaguchi and Janet Weir, but because of your time loop, that would have now fallen on November 7th, which was the day that all of the craziness was resolving. So in the meantime, while going to Starbase 2, you guys would have reevaluated those two officers and determined whether or not you would have kept them aboard or deposited them on the Starbase. So that's for you and Knightley to say yes or no to.
I like them. I feel like
Okay.
they're fine. I don't have any issues with them.
Okay. That was the order that you gave, that you would reassess them in that time.
Yeah. That's right. So their work has been good, I assume.
Other than that little hiccup that our hat was familiar with crewman DeRosa, that she was kind of slacking for a couple weeks there, they've had no problems.
Okay. I would just let our hat know that I have no problems with them, but it's his decision since he is captain.
You both do know when you come back to the Drake, on your file, captains, it is in the filing thing, because you guys didn't see it, Jahan did, that Yuriko Sakaguchi and crewman DeRosa are in a relationship. You would have seen that notice when you had returned to the Drake.
It's something that I knew was in the works.
Right.
But now knowing that they are in an official relationship, it's like, okay, at least they went through the right process. I'm still going to hold it over him to make sure he does his job.
Okay. Anything else? I got that all worked out and centered. Anything else that you guys want to do before you depart?
House had to buy a new couple bottles of whiskey while he was on the base.
How many?
What? How long will we be?
You don't have any. There's no scheduled date to return to the Starbase.
At least a pallet then. Just a full pallet.
So the acquisitions officer there sees your request. Are you actually requesting a pallet or just?
No, probably at least like five bottles.
So he sees that he catches this. The requisition officer sees that, and do you go to him personally and get it, or are you just waiting for it to get stored on the Drake?
It's really not that important. I don't think I would be there.
Okay. So you just get like a little notice, like a communication thing asking like why so much to like the head of medical.
I don't think 5 is that much.
That's what you write back.
Yeah, I mean, who knows when we'll be back.
And so you get Admiral Foxwell.
Does Starfleet have a protocol where it's a set amount that you're allowed to bring on stuff?
No. It's just a lot going to one place. It's not like you're not bringing whiskey stocks to the Drake, you're bringing whiskey stocks to the med bay.
Yeah. Well, in case of emergency.
Sanitize those cuts.
Yeah, because I have a focus in triage. Sometimes you use whiskey for wounds.
Roll medicine presence, and then I'll tell you what the difficulty is. Because Admiral Foxwell contacts you. Difficulty 1.
Okay. I got 2 successes.
So she contacts you because the requisition officer flagged it, and she hears that you just use it for like triage and like other things when medical systems like don't work to the best of their ability, and she just says, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, medbay should have its own stock of alcohol.
No problem, doctor, she says. Understood.
Thank you.
Okay. So the Drake disconnects. You guys are there for a little bit of time, and you begin your journey towards the Camus area. You're not going directly to Camus. You're just going to go out the direction towards the horizon and wait for the horizon to arrive. And while you're there, you're going to just scan the Camus system to update the latest like telemetry that they've received. Okay. Never thought we'd get here. Here we go. You go ahead and read that when you're ready.
Okay. Acting Captain Starlog, December 1st, 2174. We've completed long-range scans of the Camus system and have arrived at our rendezvous with the USS Horizon, a Daedalus-class starship. We are to drop off medical and repair supplies. The Horizon was recently retrofitted to serve as a research ship with the goal of advancing the next generation of quantum computers that will be used by warp-capable starships. The Horizon's captain, Commander Kepler von Zehner, is one of Starfleet's leading quantum physicists. He has written volumes on chaos theory. However, he is best known for pushing the limits of known science. He has been censured by Starfleet science on 2 occasions. Notwithstanding, he is the lead on Project ASQIA, which stands for Analytically Superior Quantum Information Assimilator. We have been asked to prepare a progress report on the project and make sure that the eccentric commander is keeping with Starfleet regulations.
I will take a chance to be who I'm meant to be. I won't let fear keep me from trying. It's time for me to make a change, to start living the life I want. I'm gonna reach for the sky, way up high. I'm never giving up. It's up to me to see who I can be, make dreams reality. I'm never giving up. 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 I'm never giving up.
Okay, that's where you guys find yourself. So here are your directives from from Admiral Knightley. These can be played as values. You can spend a determination point.
Admiral Knightley?
Admiral Knightley, Admiral Foxwell. These are from
Wow.
directives from Admiral Foxwell.
I was gonna say, moving on up.
Those 30 days actually did her some good.
So your directives are: deliver needed supplies to the USS Horizon. Prepare a progress report on Project ASQIA. And enforce Starfleet's science regulations. Those are your orders from Admiral Foxwell.
Is House overseeing the medical supply?
Yes,
Wait, I
you
should
are.
write that down.
So for everybody to just have it in your brain, pretty much wherever the Captain Knightley goes, like Kylus is just going to be there unless somebody tells him not to be there.
Nobody's gonna be used to seeing Klingons on this horizon place.
Yeah, I just also meant for you as like Drake people. So just know that like if Knightley says you're like, oh, I'm going to go do blank, he's there with you. Unless you direct him to do something differently.
I am the pinky to your brain.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And you, Zarin, can always just know that pretty much if a superior officer is going somewhere, you can always just put in the request to go with them, and they would just deny or approve it. But unless they're not allowing you to go be there, you're allowed to attend wherever a commanding officer is, whether that's Captain Knightley or one of the commanders, like
Oh,
John or Arhab.
okay.
Just so you know. So the USS Horizon appears on sensors and begins its approach to the Drake, and you are hailed through a communications officer that they are prepared to link ships and begin the connect, like to bring the supplies over.
Then we are prepared to dock, and the security officers will be down there directing who comes on and who goes off.
Okay. So they generally, they look just like Drake. They're in Starfleet uniforms. They're not in any weird uniforms. The Horizon is a dataless ship, so it's that kind of tubey toothpaste lower part of the drive shaft area, and then it has like a little neck piece and then a big giant sphere. That's a dataless class, so that's what it looks like.
That one?
Yes, that's what it looks like. Yep.
That's it.
So you dock and you begin. Who is going over to initiate the progress report, like the inspection?
So I would go for the report, wouldn't I? Because it's a science.
Yeah, you would be fully a part of it.
Yeah.
Knightley is fully enjoying her crafting time in her quarters.
Wow, so Knightley is just gonna let our hat do his thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no I'm not.
That's fine. No,
I'm
that's
not
This, yeah,
in
the
charge.
Horizon definitely isn't like a set piece that you've been leading us to. So like, who it doesn't matter.
no, that's totally fine.
Well, he should have thought of that when he demoted me.
True. House would take a couple security guards with the supplies, medical supplies down.
He takes security with him. Interesting.
Yeah, well, I need somebody to push the cart of stuff. I'm not pushing it.
Fair enough. Okay. Okay, so Sova House, obviously, our hat, you're gonna be there.
I'll be there overseeing everything.
Okay, so are you, Zarin, going to go and just be with our hat?
Well, I mean, if they want to take me along, I don't know what I would be able to help with, but
You're kind of there as like a general observer, so
yeah.
you're
Okay,
you're kind of seeing how Starfleet handles like an inspection. So
sure.
that would be kind of like your directive personally would be that you're interested to see how like a inspection of another Starfleet ship, like how that goes down. You've never seen that. So you would be interested in that.
All right. Okay. I guess I'll be along for the ride as well.
Okay. And you, Kylis, since Knightley is staying on the Drake,
Right.
she's just staying in her quarters doing boring
And we're
hobbies.
parked,
Earth.
so I don't have to be driving at the
No,
moment. So
you're not. No,
I would
right.
probably be focused on some sort of security, so I would follow our hat
Okay.
just for backup.
So you are have the two fun guys who aren't Federation officers with you following you around. You house her with your security lackeys, and they're pushing all the heavy boxes, and you're just walking with them.
Yep,
And
I have
you
the clip, the data
right.
pad.
So Mike, it's top shift. Who would you like him to be pushing the barrels? So we have these guys.
I think it'd be fun to have Slappy
Nice.
and Lieutenant Ramirez.
Okay. So it's McJohnson and Ramirez.
Yep.
So also, just because he's not here, Jahan and Clark would be involved with like the inspection of the ship as well, because they're going to run like engineering things as well. That's a part of like the science task. So you house, do you want Ta'ana to be with you when you're pushing these things, or would you like her to stay back in the med bay?
This would be her first time observing this, so yeah, she'd be with me for training.
So as you guys are going through like the docking ports and going over to the Horizon, which they are fully aware, like there's no weird, like they don't know that you're not doing the inspection. You can tell by some of the officers who are helping McJohnson and Ramirez like bring over they seem a little off. So roll, who wants to roll? I guess you, Arhat, would be probably the first ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
Roll Command Insight difficulty 1.
I got 2. I was just looking to see if I could get a third.
Okay, so that's 1 momentum back. So you can see that these officers who are pushing the supplies and like taking them from the Drake and bringing them on the Horizon, they seem slightly tense. That's the best way to put it. You kind of maybe put together that perhaps it's simply because like nobody really enjoys another ship like inspecting them. Could just be
Mhm.
that simple, but you're not 100% sure. Feels like it. And as you come through the docking port, you are met with two individuals you know from your Starfleet files. You are met at the entrance of the docking port to the horizon. You're met with Commander Von Zenner and Lieutenant Commander Hawk. You're met with these two there, and Lieutenant Commander Hawk says, "Welcome aboard, Commander. Nice
Thank
to
you for
see."
having me.
It's nice to see another Federation ship out here after a while.
We've had that same feeling before. When you're all by yourself, things kind of go awry just because you're focused on everything that you're supposed to be doing. It's nice having something to break it up.
Yeah, it's been an interesting time out here. As you've known, we've dealt a lot with the Talarians were not really enjoyable for a long stretch of time. But, we're a science ship and we've been running our project as well as it can be. And you notice that the commander he's just standing there and he's not like talking to you. So who's present in the scene is Arhat, Kylus, and Zarin. And then I would say who's in the docking port is behind him, but not quite there is House, Ta'ana, and Sova. The engineering teams will soon be coming, so Clark and Jahan are not quite to the docking port yet. They're waiting for the
We're,
initial delivery of,
we're eating breakfast.
yeah, right, of course.
And I would look over to the commander, just try and getting a feel if the commander is focused on me or on something else.
Do you want to roll or do you want to talk to him?
I want to roll. If the commander is looking directly at me, I know it's me. If the commander is looking somewhere else, then it's not me.
So that's command insight difficulty 1, I would say.
I got one.
Yeah, he seems very preoccupied. That's what you're getting from him. He's like looking at you, but he kind of just like his eyes wander and like look down. He's looking at a pad. He looks back at you. He looks back down at the pad. He seems very disinterested in you being on the ship.
I just want to make sure that he wasn't focused on anyone else behind me.
Nope. Nope.
I would look at the commander and say, "Hello, commander. I hope this goes very smoothly with no issues and we can get out of your hair.
That would be great. I'm sure you have more important things to do.
We're just following orders and we go where we need to be."
Yep, understood. So here, yeah, First Officer Hawk can give you a tour of our starship if you would like.
That would be nice. Thank you.
Very good. Do you need me for anything further?
Not at the moment.
And he just walks away.
And I get the feeling there's something going on, but
It could just be him. So Lieutenant Commander Hawk is like, yeah, where is there any place that you would like to start first, Commander?
well, we're having some supplies brought over. Are there enough people around to take care of those supplies?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yep. They can take care of all those things.
We can start with the science labs, just kind of a tour around because I was asked to just make sure everything is up to spec with Starfleet.
Okay, yeah, understood. I understand that they are feeling that we maybe are not following regulations or something.
They're looking into everything where we were under a lot of scrutiny for a while.
Okay.
So it may just be nothing, but orders are orders. So
Yeah,
if you want to give me a general tour of the ship,
I would be happy to do that. It might be interesting trying to get into the lab, but we can start there.
I do understand it may be difficult to get in, but just standing in the doorway and making sure that things are being done properly.
Okay,
We can go more in depth later.
understood. She turns to the two of you and she says, I have limited files on you, Ambassador. It's nice to meet you, though.
Yes, very nice to meet you too.
I would assume that you're observing a Starfleet inspection for your government.
Yes, just to get a feel for how things go.
Very good. Well, I hope it's not as boring as it probably will be. And then she turns to you, Kylus, and she says, I have to admit, I didn't think I would see a Klingon walking the hallways of the horizon.
I'm simply Simply following our command officer.
You are like a observer like the ambassador?
Not so much like the ambassador. I've been placed here by my commander, Gowry, to protect Captain Knightley. And now that she's safe in her quarters and we have Commander Arhat in command, I'd like just to follow behind him and make sure everything goes smoothly.
Understood. Interesting. She turns and looks at you, Commander, and she says, "You have an interesting crew that you command.
Yes, it gets more and more interesting every time.
Perhaps it won't be as boring as I thought it would be."
Honestly, I would take boring at this point.
Understood. She goes, "If you would like to follow me," and she starts to direct where they're going to go down the thing. It seems like you're going in the same direction that the commander went. Okay, so you house and to honor, you're just going to where the things are being dropped off. Where would you like to go, Sova?
Because I'm gonna get started on the ISQIA.
ASQIA.
ASQIA. I would like to start my report on that.
Okay, that would be in the science lab.
Okay, so that's where I will go.
So basically, he's following us.
He's apparently following you. He breaks away from House and Ta'ana and starts to head to the science lab. So you get to the main doors of the science lab, and inside you can see that Commander Zener is inside, and he has a tool in his hand, and he's doing something at a terminal. And when you look in the room through the little opening in the window, there are binary computers connected to it that are processing data. And you can see that their whole room has been converted into a massive experiment. There are wires and unknown gadgetry abound. Easily 3 decks to function. Every wall is covered by blue hue lights, well organized cables, ports for rows of palm-sized data units that run floor to ceiling. Along the wall stand a control panel every 2 feet or so. In the center of the room is what you're seeing. A thick cylindrical column extends from floor to ceiling. The column is composed of countless multicolored wires. The wires are translucent with small pinpoints of light running up and down them so that they resemble a giant deep sea jellyfish. That's what the 4 of you see because Sova's standing there too.
So is this something we've ever seen before, or are we just like...
No, you have no idea what this thing is.
Okay.
So Lieutenant Commander Hawk says this is our computer core where the main science lab was originally, but this is where Commander Zener works. Would you like to go in and investigate, or would you just like to continue on with the tour?
I would have no problem continuing with the tour. I was just wondering the structure. What is it made out of? Basically, the nerve-like tendrils everywhere.
Those are wires.
Interesting. Does anyone here have any questions for them?
Yeah, what is it?
She says that this is the Analytically Superior Quantum Information Assimilator. It is an invention by Commander Zener.
Get out of here.
So it's like a super AI intelligence?
It's a really powerful computer that is in development. Starfleet is aware of it. It's in development, and it's used to process data based on logical assumptions inputted by a user and another computer. But this computer can solve complex mathematical problems by testing out a multitude of probabilities at faster than light speed. So it's given power by the warp drive, and it basically grants immeasurably fast processing speed of whatever you're trying to do.
Fascinating.
And that from the file that Zener convinced Starfleet that it would be too dangerous to test this on a planet, on any planet. So he's doing it on the ship. And they gave him access to the horizon so he could conduct experiments away from any populated systems. So he's just running a project in a room.
I would stay because that's my main reason for being on the ship. So I get out the data pad that's cracked and I just start writing.
So you 3 are going to keep moving with Lieutenant Commander Hawk?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys continue on to the next thing. What do you do, Sova? Do you walk in?
I'll read as much as I can on the outside because there's screens and stuff, isn't there, in the room?
The door is closed right now.
Then yeah, I got to go in because I need to read stuff on the consoles and stuff.
Okay, so the door opens and you go in and you see Commander Zayner is like totally not paying attention to you. He's just like doing things at councils and like walking around. What would you like to do, Sova?
I'll start looking at the screen, see if I can figure out before talking to him.
So looking at the screens, that is science, reason, difficulty 0.
Okay. I got 2 successes, and we're at full, so.
Okay, yeah. So looking at it,
Mhm.
you basically see that like it is a supercomputer and it is running incredibly fast. Like even for your Vulcan mind, like you're having a hard time like tracking everything that it's like processing. You can
Having
see
a
he's
process,
running a program, but like
I can't see what the program is.
it's like it's moving so fast it's hard for you to like pinpoint exactly what he's like what he's doing.
Okay. So then I'll just ask him, what are you currently having the supercomputer do?
And he's like, ah, and he says, what? When did you get in here?
I am
Are you spying on me?
No, I am Lieutenant Commander Silva from the Drake. I was sent
Mm-hmm.
here
Mm-hmm.
to write a report of
Yeah.
your findings and experiment.
You're trying to take this thing over. I know you're trying to take this thing over.
I have no intentions of taking anything over.
Mm-hmm. Do
I
you not
have,
understand that I am about to find the greatest thing that humankind has ever known?
and if you do, you will receive full credit for such a finding.
Mm-hmm. Very good. I have known to trust Vulcans in my time, but I am too busy to waste time explaining things. So just move on. Just move on. I'm working on the project. Starfleet knows what I'm doing here.
Well, I cannot give an ample report if I do not understand what is happening.
You are just merely passing by. They know all about the project. What more do you want to know?
I wish to know what the current function the computer is processing.
Roll control or presence, command, difficulty 3.
Was that the character sighing or was that Will sighing?
He was sighing. He was
Or,
sighing.
wait, I'll buy a dice. Decent chance. Ooh, so I got 3 because I rolled a 1.
Wow, nice. So he takes a big sigh as Eric caught, and he says, if you're telling me you're not going to take this from me, I will tell you that I've made a recent breakthrough in quantum computing that will change the face of exploration for the next 1,000 years.
And if this is true, as I said, you will get full credit for this finding.
Very good. Thank you. That's all he says to you.
So could you please explain what is going on?
If you spend a momentum, you can get that answered.
All right, we're down to 4 now.
He says that I really feel like progress, like real, true progress, stopped once Zephyrin Cochrane invented the warp drive. You know what I mean? Like we just kind of stopped. We did warp and then we just like didn't do any more. And I feel like there's just more than one way to skin a cat, space time cat. Humanity is just it's only limited by its imagination and they're just really putting all of their eggs in one basket. One, just one warp drive. Think about that. More. They could do more.
I don't know. So this is just the thought of I don't know if he's crazy or if something is happening to him. Because this is not normal behavior.
You could tell he's like super dodgy, but like other than how I portrayed him, that you're getting solidly he's dodgy. But other than that,
Because I was going to say,
you'd have to roll to have like more insight.
Can I scan the area?
You can try.
Because he's not giving me anything, so I want to see if I can pick up what's going on with this computer.
Okay.
Look around and see if there's like a bunch of coffee cups laying around.
Or the energy drinks.
Yeah.
Just a lot of those little bottles.
Yeah. He sees you lift up the hand scanner and he says, oh, no, what are you doing?
And I say, you are not giving me any answers, so
Well, just ask me. You don't need to you don't got to use the hand scanner.
Okay, then tell me what you're doing.
I already told you I'm advancing the travel of humanity. I've told you this.
How are you doing this?
You can spend a momentum.
I know. I would rather just scan if he's fighting me this much.
He says he does not want you to scan. No. He says that your scanning will disrupt what's happening in the room.
How will it disrupt what's happening in the room?
I'm at a sensitive juncture. Listen, I'm at a sensitive juncture. Your hand scanner will mess things up.
Okay, so explain to me what's happening and I won't scan.
I'm working on making a more powerful means of travel.
Okay. In what way?
This project is doing it.
What is this project doing?
You are wasting my time. I am at a sensitive juncture. I do not wish to keep doing this. I'm going to return. It's fine. You understand it. You're just pressing. You're pressing. You already understand it. You get
I
it.
do not. I
You
don't
do.
understand.
You do
No,
understand.
no, I do not understand.
And he just like walks away and he's like scanning something with his tool. He's using like this futuristic looking spatula in his hand.
Okay. So then I would like to scan the room since he's not giving me anything. I wish to scan the room.
So you are able to do a science control difficulty 1.
Okay. You're saying he's letting me do this?
His back is to you.
Okay, so he doesn't see I'm doing this. Da. I don't think anything. Would skeptical count?
Yeah, I guess you're like you don't believe what he's saying. So yeah.
Yes. So then that means I got three.
Okay, so that's 2 momentum.
2 momentum back, so we're back to full.
So now you tell me, what do you want from the scan?
So I'm trying to understand the machine. Like, is it just a computer? Is it doing something with radiation? Like, do you see what I mean? Like, is it just a computer doing analytics, or is it like doing something with radiation, or is it trying to bend space-time? Like, is there anything besides machinery in this room?
So what you notice is a high level of quantum particles are emanating from this and are like forming around the horizon.
Was this in the brief before?
No.
No. Because we were given like a short brief of what's going on here, right?
Yes.
And
you understand what the project is. Like you understand that it's like a supercomputer and it's doing all of these like faster than light computations. But
yes, but it didn't say anything about quantum particles.
Yeah, I mean it's a quantum information assimilator, so quantum things are part of it.
Yes, but I'm saying, are these particles like a surprise to me, or?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, I would like to leave the room.
Okay.
And I would like to call House.
Okay.
And I would like to inform him that there's quantum particles. I basically give him a little thing of like, and so that way he can look out for like, because I don't know enough about the medical side of what it would be doing. So I'm like, there's quantum particles here. It's not supposed to be. So I'm going to look to the science thing, and I'm trying to warn him medically if he knows of bad things happening medically from quantum particles.
You can roll science reason on that house. That's probably difficulty 0. I mean, it's not really that challenging.
I know anything that you want to ask me about quantum particles.
Yeah.
A 5 and a 6. 5 is my science. So 3.
So he's like explaining things to you.
Yeah, I have a focus in history, and I have a history with Lozesh and quantum particles. So eat it.
Yeah, I would let history fly.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically when he tells you that, you understand that these particles could generate subspace interference, and that basically that it sounds like these scientists are doing something that could be either a blessing or a curse for Starfleet.
I have one quick question.
Yep.
Am I noticing anything like temporal or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
House has a theory of what he's trying to accomplish. He wants us to be a new mode of transportation. That's what he said.
That's what he was saying to Sova. Yep.
Because I gave him basically all the info, and he's acting very strange. So I was like, "Is this a medical thing, or is he just,
So he's not. They're not trying to improve transporters. It's almost like they're trying to transport with like time portals.
Seems like he's trying to make something better than warp speed.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys think about that. We'll go to Arhat and Kylus and Zarin. Lieutenant Commander Hawk is walking you through the hallways, and she just is showing you room to room. Everything seems totally fine. Is there a next specific area of the ship that you would like to go to?
Basically, the only room that really stood out to me is that one science room where the experiment is.
Okay.
I was just going to say engineering, or checking that out.
Yeah, she's going to take you through the whole ship. So unless you speak up and say you want to go to somewhere specifically for next, she's just going to take you to like the next.
Okay, gotcha.
The next
yeah,
thing.
I'm just along for the ride then. Yeah.
So we'll end it here tonight with this interesting thing. You, Sova, as you're standing at the door, we're going to put these two scenarios before you. When you're standing at the door, are you outside or are you in? You walked away?
I walked outside so I could talk to House and the guy
Yeah.
couldn't hear me.
So when you are outside talking to House, you hear the door behind you close and lock.
Oh,
And
man.
I'm going to have you roll Command Insight difficulty 1. No, you know what? Difficulty 2. Difficulty 2. Because you're preoccupied with that weird thing in the room.
I got 2.
So as the three of you are walking down the hallway with Lieutenant Commander, you, Arhat, take note of that the Lieutenant Commander walks right past Medbay and keeps walking as she brings you to the engineering. She's talking to you the whole time and talking about things and like keeping you up to date and everything. But you take a specific note that she doesn't even like address the Medbay. She just keeps walking.
Was Medbay open or was Medbay closed as we walked by?
The doors were closed, but it wasn't like power was off or something.
There wasn't like quarantine tape all across it.
No.
I would take note of it and I would keep an eye on her to see if we double back or are we going to keep going away from it?
Very good.
Where is House supposed to bring the medical supplies?
You're in the cargo bay bringing.
No, but I mean, am I supposed to be going to Med Bay?
You were just like overseeing the transfer. Okay.
I didn't know if I needed to get like a signature from the medical staff.
No, definitely not.
I think I want to though.
Interesting. Well, we'll have to see what happens next time. We'll get into part 3 of 8 Layers Deep. We'll see what this Project ASQIA is all about. All right. Until that time, bye.
Tomorrow starts with us today. Fly with the drake, strong and true. Side by side we'll break on through. Bold and brave we light the way. Tomorrow starts with us today. Light the way. Tomorrow starts with us today.